Hey, what's up, you guys? We're back for another episode of Seeking Spirits. And Nick, tell them where we are today.
We are at the historic Fort Mifflin in Philadelphia.
Yes, we're at Fort Mifflin. We are literally currently set up with the podcast.
In Fort Mifflin.
In one of the bunk rooms.
Yes.
So...
one of the spooky rooms, apparently. A lot of stuff happens in here.
So while we're doing this podcast and, going through, we've toured the building.
Yeah.
But we have not yet investigated.
Properly investigated it, no.
So we're going to film this podcast first, and then we're going to go investigate. But we're going to go through kind of the history because Nick knows that more.
Some kind of footnotes. Nothing insane, and a lot of what's happened here on other paranormal shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that I can kind of know and we can kind of know what we're about to get into.
Hell yeah.
So look out for that investigation video after this.
And then most likely after this, we're going to probably do some type of recap where we'll kind of post-mortem of our investigation and we'll kind of talk about our experiences. So that'll be another episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back here and we have a REM pod. We already have these 3 cat balls here.
Yes.
Now, if you're not familiar with those, it's just a cat ball. If you have to actually touch it to make it go off, but it lights up. The REM pod has a big antenna on it. And if you get anywhere near that antenna, it starts to beep and go off and light up. So we're going to keep that on back there. I also have this, which is an EMF detector. I'm going to turn it on just so you can see. And obviously we have the podcast equipment here, so it lights up pretty good because it's electronic. But what I'm going to do is put this against the back wall there, and it will not light up. So I'm going to do that real quick and turn the REM pod on.
Yeah. So this is going to be very interesting. We also have Dustin with us, who is just sitting on the floor across the room in front of a big fireplace. It's very interesting. We are really lucky. This particular room does have heat. So it is pouring rain outside right now, and we are drenched. We were walking through puddles. So it's nice to have a little break before we go and walk back through the puddles.
We were literally soaking wet. It's actually called, the nickname is Mud Island. And I'll tell you right now, it lives up to that nickname.
Oh, for sure. There's I would say in some places, for me, ankle deep.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. There's 1 or 2 places we won't even be able to go because they're it's basically flooded.
Yeah.
It's been pouring all day.
Yeah.
So
lucky us.
That's pretty rough. So I'm going to open up I got some loose notes here. So just a reminder, I have massive ADD brain. Legitimately, I do have ADD.
Yeah,
so
same.
These are all scattered and whatnot, but it's a lot of cool stuff that's happened here. So
okay. I'm excited to hear what you got going on.
So this isn't in any particular order. It might bounce around a little bit, and I apologize. Like we said, we're not pros at this.
No.
We're just kind of going for it. So
we have squirrel brains.
Squirrel brains
Dustin liked to say.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah. So this has been a part of 4 wars in one way or another.
Yes.
So
that I knew.
Yeah. So in 1771, it was where they defended the British from coming into Philadelphia. So
so this predates the United States of America.
Yeah, this is super old.
Yeah.
As old as it gets. One of the famous lines was George Washington said, "Hold to the last extremity," about this place.
Okay.
So literally people were literally just laying their lives on the line here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's 42 acres. It is right next to the Philadelphia airport. So a lot of the audio, even when we're doing this podcast, you might hear a plane. While we were doing the thing, we had a bunch of planes go overhead. So watch out for that. Kind of limits us EVP-wise.
But they did say that in most of the buildings, there are sound dampening windows. Yeah. So hopefully, actually, when we have the door closed, we haven't been able to hear too much.
It hasn't been too bad. Yeah. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's okay.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's called Mud Island. And yeah, so it's right next to the Delaware River, right next to it. And they do say water is a conduit for spirits.
I can attest to that.
So that big-ass river out there and all this rain coming down, it could be pretty active tonight. So we're pretty excited about that.
We are.
So apparently it was like I said, it could be wrong, but it was a 5-week siege.
Oh my gosh.
Of cannonballs onto this place. And at one point between November 10th to 15th in 1777, one of the days there was over 1,000 cannonballs an hour being fired at this place.
That's crazy because how long does it take to fire a cannonball? Like, it's not an easy feat.
No, that's a lot of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
apparently, like, it said over 100 men have died here. And when we were doing the tour, she was saying, like, it's not just that. Like, she said 2 guys froze to death here.
Yeah, because so it was also used as a jail at one point, right?
Yeah.
But she said there was times of where nothing was here. It was just abandoned. Mm-hmm. So they were like, you can only imagine in like a secluded place what sort of things could have happened during those years.
And she was saying there's some other crazy stuff around here, not specifically here, but like in the areas
next town
around
over.
here, next town over, there was like a couple women that had gotten murdered.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find one of the bodies.
Yes.
So
and they were all, she said that they were all buried in swampy areas.
Yeah, which you can tell around here, that's what it all is.
So let's hope we don't stumble across that.
Yeah. So the fort, during that siege, by the way, the fort was like basically wrecked. It wasn't like, they never surrendered though.
Right.
So like they like literally, it's called the fort that saved America, some people say, because like it held off the invasion long enough for George Washington to move back and like, gear up and get ready. So this is a really historic location, like super historic. So I'm going to go over just a few of the episodes in case you guys, you see this podcast, you probably have about a week before the investigation comes out.
Yeah.
If you want to get hyped and you want to go see other really good investigators investigate this place, I'm going to give you guys some recommendations and I'm going to talk about like what happened to them.
Yeah, and we'll link them too so that you guys know where to find them.
Yeah. Well, might not be able to link some. A lot of it's going to be like Discovery Plus.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We can point them in the right
exactly.
direction.
We're pointing you in the right direction. I'm even going to say the episode. So the first one I watched was Ghost Hunters, the classic. Ghost Hunters is like one of those classic shows. Class acts, super professional. Season 4, that's like, she said 2006?
Yeah, 2006.
That's a long time ago. Season 4 was the first episode of season 4, and that's on Discovery Plus.
Okay.
So I'm just going to list off some of the stuff that in that episode when they were taking the tour, they were telling them stuff that happens here. Full body apparitions, a lady screaming, which she was telling us about. A lot of hot spots. She said Dungeon Casemate 5. She told us that's a really hot spot we wanted to go to. We're going to set up in there at some point. It used to house prisoners in there. And then that's actually where they captured someone standing in front of a fire on thermal.
Yes.
So that's nuts. And if you watch that episode, it'll blow your mind. They put a thermal camera in there and legitimately you could see a full body standing in front of a fire, like warming themselves up. So that was crazy. The officers building, and that's where they say they hear the woman a lot, which is one place we're going to go. Casemate 11.
Spooky. We did step in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, during the tour, we went to pretty much everywhere, and Casemate 11 has been described as tight and oppressive.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy down there. That's where, actually, in this episode of Ghost Hunters, Grant, one of the main investigators, he literally just saw a face. So he was like looking to the side, and I'll probably show in the investigation in that area. I'll talk about it. But he was looking to the side, talking to one of the other investigators, and he looked back, and there's like a hole in the wall between the two rooms. And he literally saw someone staring back at him. So, and it scared the crap out of him.
If that happens, I might actually poop my pants.
Did we bring a spare undies?
Nope.
We should have.
We should have.
I might poop my long johns.
Oh, no. Well, at least you got 2 pairs of pants on.
I do have 2 pairs of pants on, but they're already soaked through. It is so wet out there. It's messed up.
To be clear, not because he pooped.
No, not yet. Not yet, at least. So,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're squirrel brains. So, so let's see. And in that episode of Ghost Hunters, they were the first people to ever go in Casemate 11.
Really?
Yeah, it just had opened up. There wasn't even stairs into there. It was like a dugout thing with like little wooden crap stairs. Now it's like an actual set of like concrete stairs.
Yeah.
So that was like brand new when they went in. So it'll be interesting to see if we experience anything down there.
Yeah.
It's definitely sketchy.
The vibe felt heavy in there.
Yeah, if I'm feeling brave, I may go down there by myself. That is the sketchiest area though. I will go somewhere by myself. If I go down there, I'm going to have to be feeling brave, but we'll see. The blacksmith shop, she said it was pretty active. They say the back door opens. She said that you can see shadows walking back and forth in there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Can you guys tell I'm excited?
It's, feelings of dread and being watched in there. Yeah, kind of crazy. Let's see. So, so in the officers building,
Yes.
they caught audio of a woman talking, and it's like clear as day.
Yes.
It is clear as day in that episode. I really recommend watching this episode. They caught a lot of really good evidence. I don't want to like spoil too much of it, but like it's good. Go watch it. All right, so here's a couple more things that happened in Casemate 11. He saw someone like crawling. You really went to the right. There's like this little tunnel.
Yes.
You saw like the wall.
She said it was because they made it solitary confinement.
Yeah.
And so it was like for air flow, essentially, so that they wouldn't suffocate.
So
or
he
something.
went back there.
Oh,
and
absolutely not.
And he could see something crawling. He said. So that's kind of sketchy.
That is a big no for me.
Yeah. So apparently someone else caught an EVP in there saying, "Can I have some water?"
Oh my gosh.
To the cameraman, because the cameraman was drinking water at the time.
Wow.
Which is nuts.
You know, that makes me think, are they like in a perpetual state of like thirst and hunger if that's how they died? That makes me sad. I don't think so, but like if their soul hasn't...
Sorry, there's a plane going overhead right now. It's super loud for us.
I thought I heard something else.
What do you think you heard?
I don't know.
So Dustin's saying that he might have heard some footsteps. We're not 100% sure.
I swear to God I heard a voice.
Really?
I don't know what it said, but I think my mic picked it up.
Well, we'll have to see. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of hard for us to hear if anything's happening in the background just because like we have these headphones on.
So Dustin doesn't have
Dustin's
headphones.
kind of our ears right now.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna just go over briefly another episode of a different
Okay.
show. This show is called Portals to Hell. It's got
Great.
Jack Osborne.
Oh, okay.
Our cat ball's going off. We didn't touch that. Let me just stomp my foot around a little bit and just see if that does anything.
No. Oh, Dustin's saying it didn't happen when you hit that. That it happened after, right?
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so a little bit of cat ball movement.
Cool.
Could be explained possibly. I was moving my foot around, but it's kind of far. Dustin's shaking his head no.
Because Dustin is standing right directly behind the camera, so he could see.
Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Delayed, but I've seen you move those operators. It's not
That's
normally delayed.
okay. That's nuts.
Yeah, love that.
All right. Well, Portals to Hell.
They said we liked that show.
Jack Osborne and Katrina Weidman, two really cool investigators. If you have never watched any of their stuff, this is on Discovery Plus as well. If you didn't get the hint already, Discovery Plus. We're not sponsored, but that's a dope
But if you
ass
want
thing to
to-
watch ghost stuff on.
Yeah, no, they
That's
do have
probably
a lot.
the best one.
Yeah, for sure. Like Nick was like, "All right, you got to go watch these
Yeah.
episodes."
Yeah.
And Discovery Plus is definitely the move.
Okay, so they were doing some sensory deprivation in there. If you don't know what that is, it's like where you put something over your eyes and you put like a spirit box on with headphones.
Yeah.
So you don't have sight or hearing. Basically, you're deprived of all your sensory. And Jack could feel like there was someone behind him during that. And Katrina asked him if the spirit could touch him, and that's when he said, and he can't hear her.
Yeah.
That's when he said he heard something behind or felt something behind him. Oh. So yeah, that's Casemate 11. Casemate 11 is like the hot spot.
Okay.
That's like the
so we'll
sketchy
definitely
spot.
be going in there.
Yeah. Let's see. They did have a psychic in that episode, Sleep the
cool.
Property. And he was picking up on some crazy stuff. Like he was picking up on,
I don't think I watched that one.
allegedly there was a soldier who got his head taken off by a cannonball. And like the
Just
psychic was like
casually.
walking around talking about like, oh, my head hurts. Like whatever's here, I can
Yeah.
feel my head. And when they bring psychics in and stuff like that, they don't tell them ahead of time that like what's going on in the area and like the reports, because then you can back it up against what they're telling you.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. My jaw has been like the base of my skull, and my jaw have been hurting for like the past 10 minutes, but I just
Interesting.
didn't say anything because I thought I just had a headache.
Let's see. There's in the powder keg room.
Yes.
We didn't touch on that too much, but there's a wall in the back
Mm-hmm.
that people are drawn to. And that's another room that people say is really heavy.
The tour guide, she was showing us photos, like photo evidence, and there was a group of Boy Scouts in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that might be in the beginning of the investigation. We might put that in. Maybe we do a little bit of a bonus, thing, throw it on the end of this, because that was kind of before she even gave us a tour. So
yeah.
we'll see. You guys will see that one way or another, whether it's at the end of this or in the investigation. But she showed us some wild photos.
Yeah.
Some really cool evidence that people were capturing. Yeah.
Thing I've ever seen.
So cool. So cool. That's pretty much the most of it. I don't want to completely spoil these episodes for everyone, but this is kind of, I do want to go over the episodes and what happened, just so we kind of have an idea of the things that happen and we can compare what we do to them.
And I think it's important that we touch on something that, and you guys will see this in the beginning of the next episode, and it will come straight from her. Mm-hmm. But here, they don't actually account a story as true unless many people are experiencing the same or similar things.
Yes.
And if they can historically back it up based on, historical materials, like news clippings, something that has a paper trail.
Because I came in hot after watching all these things, and I was asking her about stuff. And one of the rumors from that early Ghost Adventures episode was that
trigger warning,
that a woman had hung herself in front of the officers' quarters, and she refuted that immediately. She said that's not what happened. That screaming lady is, they think someone else, not that woman. She actually said
she thought that might be the fifth murder victim
of the
town over that they couldn't find.
She actually said you can't scream with a noose around your neck, which makes complete sense. So
that was her exact words.
Yeah, so that's interesting that she refuted one of the big things that they were talking about. I mean, it's been years. It was 2006, so a lot of that stuff changes.
She did say that over the past few years, it's been extremely active, and she said even over the past 2 weeks, there have been some really interesting stuff that's happened. So it seems like with the water, I have full body chills.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm still warm.
There's heat on in here.
There's heat on in here, but we were drenched out there, and it was heavy because we just had all this watery gear on. So we broke it down for a second. Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, we've had a couple things happen in here. Dustin had an experience already. He was putting his coat up, and a screw just came.
Yeah.
And first of all, I just want to say, when we say this stuff, we're not saying anything is 100% paranormal or anything. We're just giving you our accounts. But it did not come from where he put his jacket. It came from a couple feet away, and it dribbled along the floor, and he was like, is that a screw?
They said, hello, Lexi DIY.
Yeah, time to...
Would you like to fix our building?
Can you reno some of these tables and stuff? So,
I can bring my sander in.
I'm pretty hyped. Are you hyped?
Listen, I'm excited, but I'm not going to lie. My mouth is really dry. I think I'm the most sensitive to these, the energy. Why are you looking like that?
I'm just looking around. Just, I'm trying to be aware,
All right. I think that I'm nervous because of my previous experiences.
Yeah.
And I feel like energy-wise,
you're sketched out a little.
They're going to... Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel the heaviness of it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not necessarily, super scared. I think I'm just a little anxious.
I will say the 2 rooms, so casemate 11 obviously is sketchy. And then when we went into the officers' quarters, I could feel it in my stomach. And I say it on camera when you guys see that. I could the second I walked into that room, it felt a little
and
off.
I think it was hard for me while we were doing the tour to get a good idea of what I actually felt because I was just trying to take in the information that she was giving.
A lot of information.
And I wanted to make sure that I absorbed that.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I can kind of turn it off if I focus on something else. But
exactly
when that's what we're focused on, I think it'll be really interesting to see just our gut feelings.
Mm-hmm. One of the accounts that happened in this room is people hear people walking above us. Mm-hmm. So when you guys watch this back, if you hear, any doots or anything like that above us, let us know. Comment down below because that is one of the things. If you see, anything back here move, maybe we should just ask.
I think we should.
if there's anyone in this room, could you please touch the REM pod back here? It's this red light back here. There's a big metal rod coming out from it. If you get anywhere near it, it'll set it off. You're more than welcome to touch that. I just want to invite you to touch that just so you know, just in case.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, hey, I don't want to touch their stuff. Maybe they're respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's nice.
We're trying to be respectful for them. They might be
sure.
trying to be respectful to us. So
Yes. So it's going to be a very interesting experience.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, the first time that we did an investigation, like we had mentioned in previous podcasts, it was at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. We didn't really have any equipment.
No, not much.
We had a flashlight, and you had
I had
an
the EVP recorders,
recorder.
but like, I don't know. We didn't really use them. We didn't have a camera, which is like the biggest thing. So
we have like a blurry iPhone photo, which we will insert with our
if we,
dad.
yeah, once we can find them.
Oh, it's on my.
Okay, you
I
got
have
it. Okay,
I have
cool.
it.
And I don't want to spoil this yet because whenever we do go back to Waverly, or maybe in an episode where we go over like our previous experiences there, I do have 2 EVPs from there that are pretty gnarly. So we will share those eventually, not today.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, I'm just excited.
Me too. There is one thing that she said that really threw me off and has nothing to do with the paranormal.
Okay.
She said there's coyotes on the property. And I
She
said,
did.
what are we supposed to do if we see a coyote?
What are we supposed to do if we see a coyote?
I said, what does one do if you see a coyote?
She said, just ignore them.
And I said, ma'am.
That's pretty good advice. They're probably more scared of you
but
than...
like that's scary.
It is. It is spooky.
So everybody be ready with like a tripod if you gotta. Like listen, I'm a vegetarian, but if a coyote's coming at me,
You're going in.
it's going down.
She's throwing down. Ooh.
You heard that?
Plane going overhead now.
Yeah.
It's distracting me.
So, yeah, a lot of things.
She's so spooked. I'm so hyped. Dustin, let's get a vibe check on Dustin.
hold
How
on,
are you
Dustin,
feeling?
come over here
Dustin,
and-
come over here for a second.
Yeah, whichever one, it doesn't matter. But talk.
This is Dustin walking. This is not a ghost.
Are you here?
Not a ghost.
Oh, okay. Well, talking to the mic, buddy.
Hi.
So, Dustin, how are you feeling? What's your vibe check?
I'm chilling, man. I'm ready to go.
Are you scared, nervous, excited?
I might poop my pants, but I'm not actually scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm gonna get scared, but I ain't scared.
Okay. Y'all heard that?
He said you don't gotta get scared if you stay scared, baby.
What's up?
That's so good. Oh my God. All right. I'm pretty excited. I
Yeah.
don't know. Should we wrap this up and get to investigating, or what do you think?
I think we should. I think it's important to note that there's a possibility that during this investigation, we're gonna leave this set up.
Yeah.
That we come back, maybe even recount our just like 1 or 2 things, not like spoil the whole investigation.
Yeah.
But something that's like we really want to make sure we get the full accuracy of it.
Like in the moment, in the heat of the
Like
moment.
our POV and our like the little like interviews that they do on like reality shows, except this is real life. And it's scary. So yeah, I think that would be something cool, and we can try it out. And let us know if you guys like that, or if you would like us to just save it all.
Like we said, we're super open to like formats, changes and stuff. But
I would really love, before we wrap this up, for something to touch that.
that would be cool. But
So-
it doesn't happen on demand. That's part of this.
I fully understand. I think that, maybe they might, I don't know. Should we turn off our LED lights, you think?
I don't know. Do you think we should go lights out completely for a second?
Yeah, Dustin, will you turn that?
We're going to go lights out for just a minute.
Yeah. That?
It's going to get real dark in this
Yeah,
bee.
there will be these LEDs on.
Yep. We're going lights out, lights
Okay.
out.
So the only thing that has lights on right now, oh my gosh.
That was the floor, not Dustin's
It's
butt.
so pink outside. That's so weird. Okay.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to go completely lights out. Dustin's about to turn the LEDs off. You got to point it at the, down there probably. Yeah.
Dustin, you better come over
Oh,
here.
baby. We pitch black right now.
Yeah. So that red light is the REM pod. There are lights. I don't know if you guys can see me here because the monitor is a little far away. There are lights on our podcast station. We have to keep that on.
Yeah. Can't do much about that.
Oh, this is not.
It's
for
a
me.
whole different vibe the second the lights go out.
100%. This makes me want to shit my pants.
I definitely already feel scared.
As soon as that happened, I was like, "There's something over there."
If there's a spirit in here, will you please show signs by touching the REM pod or the little balls? I don't know what they're called. I'm sorry.
Cat balls. The cat balls.
We have tons of equipment over here. Feel free to touch it. The red light, the green light, the little balls. If you move those, they will light up. Maybe we just go quiet for like 2-3 minutes.
I
Yeah.
just have one question real quick, and I feel like
Sure.
this may also help with the viewers because obviously I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So for that thing that's right beside the sign, what is like? Does that? Why is it a green light on? Does it get brighter? Does it change colors?
So that's an EMF detector. So it detects electromagnetic fields. So if you were to like hold that to something that had electronics on it, it
Like
would go
this.
from green. There's a couple of there's a series of lights. So it would, depending on how much electricity it can sense, electromagnetic field it can sense, it lights up, can go like from green to red. It's like a spectrum of
So
light.
there's like a whole like level.
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not. It hasn't lit up once, I don't think, since it's
No.
been there.
No.
And so it's not close to any electronics. So if something got, and like people think that spirits have like an electromagnetic field. That's like one of the theories.
Yeah.
So that's why people
Well, it's
think.
energy.
Yeah, it's energy. Energy can't be destroyed. It's just displaced. So like a lot of people think that's a way that you can tell that there's something present. So if that goes off, that's kind of an indication that that could possibly be a spirit.
Yes.
I think maybe we just invite him one more time, give it, 2-3 minutes,
Yes.
sit in the quiet and just kind of vibe out and see what we have. I might even take my headphones off, see if I can hear anything for a second.
Okay.
And then after
I'll
we
keep
do
my
that,
headphones on so
Okay.
that if anything, no, what I'm saying
No,
is if something gets picked up by
she's
the
right.
mic, I
And
can
then-
hear it.
And then after that, I think we'll probably wrap up and
Yeah.
go do our
And
investigation.
we'll probably cut this out in the event that nothing happens.
It's still pretty fun, so we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
all right, I'm taking mine off. I'm going to talk to him real quick. Wow. So just for the record, I can hear it's pouring rain out. I couldn't even hear that with the headphones on.
Yeah.
If there's any spirits in this room with us, we invite you to come forward and touch any of our equipment. We've got a couple of things on this table over here that will react if they're touched in any way. We're going to give you the floor for a few minutes. We're just going to be quiet and just kind of listen out for you. Note, there's a plane going overhead, if anyone can hear that. I don't want anyone to mistake that for unexplained stuff. And there's quite a bit of dripping of water. I just want everyone to know that. That way, if you can hear that on the audio, it's not paranormal. Can you please go over here and touch that red light? We would really appreciate it if you could touch that red light.
My hand just kind of chill. That was weird.
Yeah, my legs are freezing.
I also heard like a little bit of a, like when you hear like feedback. Mm-hmm. I don't have the headphones on, but I could hear some feedback, like electronic interference.
Maybe they are touching this because my
They could be.
legs are freezing.
Don't be scared by any of this equipment we have. It's just
This is
audio
just to
equipment. We
record-
just want to be
yeah.
able to hear you and ourselves clearly. That scared the shit out of me. Dustin's phone just lit up in the corner over there. Or someone's phone.
It's mine, I think.
That spooked me. All right, I think maybe we can
Yeah.
wrap up and
Yeah, cool. Should we? Let's go ahead and hit the lights back
the
on.
lights and
We'll do our
Go.
outro. Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie.
The vibe definitely got different when we turned the lights off.
100%. It was okay, and like I'm not being dramatic. Yes, my pants are wet. Like all of our clothes are wet, right?
Yeah.
But there is heat in here.
It is a heated room. It's one of the only heated rooms.
And because if there wasn't, I would be like bundled up the house down boots. Okay. My legs were like going in and out, freezing, and I feel like maybe they tried to touch that.
It could have been a possibility.
Could have been.
I don't know. We're not sure, maybe we're not sure if we're going to leave that in. If we leave that in,
Yeah.
You guys give us some feedback. Do you think that's cool? Like, even if we don't catch anything, you think it's cool to have that in the podcast background where we do a little bit of an experiment?
Yeah, and also, like, we're not always going to catch something.
That is
like,
part of this.
We're going to be in here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And we could walk through here and, like, not get anything for, like, a few hours.
Exactly. I mean, we might not get anything at all.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yes.
It's part of the gamble.
So...
It's not an exact science.
Yes, and we're being realistic about it, right?
Yeah, we are.
We don't want to, obviously, we don't want like a bunch of dead air and we don't want you guys to be bored, but I think some of that is necessary to leave in to show you like it's not going to be crazy all the time. Although there are some places like that.
Yeah. But
this could be one of them.
Yeah, you
maybe
never know.
just not in this particular room.
Yeah. You never know. And it's part of the experience too. Like, this is not just like, hey, this is a channel where we have all this evidence. Like, we want evidence. That would be super sick.
Yeah.
But like, it's mainly about like our paranormal journey, really.
Yeah.
And just like becoming better investigators.
Seeking spirits.
We're just seeking spirits, dude. We're just seeking some friggin' spirits, dude.
Hell yeah. Totally tubular.
Oh my God.
That's
okay,
something
this
my
is
dad
getting
would've said.
really scroll brained. So maybe
All
we
right,
wrap
yep,
up.
we gotta go. Anyway, guys, make sure if you're not already to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure you smash that like button. Okay.
Leave a comment down below.
Oh, Dustin just like what is the lamp?
Just owned the shot with his thumb.
Yeah. Make sure that you guys leave us a comment. Let us know. This is our first podcast in a paranormal place itself. So let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. Super open to feedback.
Hit us with your best shot.
Yeah, like
stuff will change.
Punch us.
Stuff will change.
Yeah.
I think. Like, I mean, unless it's like you really like it, but this is going to be an evolving channel with different types of content.
For sure.
So yeah, just let us know what you think in the comments down below. We appreciate everyone watching.
For sure.
This is so exciting for us. We're so hyped. So,
and you will see clips before, like once this podcast is aired, before the full investigation video goes live, you will get to see some clips on TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, Instagram Reels, everywhere. So stay tuned for that.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss it. But I think that's it for us.
Gonna do it.
And we're going to go ahead and maybe poop our pants. I'm not really sure.
Couple of pants being pooped.
Yeah, so like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace. We're all wearing protection necklaces with hanging eye on. Whoa!
What the
Yeah, I'm right behind you, baby.
The top thing it said while we were walking was X, which is my name. We are entering back into casemate 11 very carefully. Triangle.
This is as far as I'm going.
Did you hear what it said?
No.
Blood.
No one was f***ing moving, and it just went off.
If you're here with us, could you open that door? Oh my god. That was like...
I know. It just like slammed.
Okay.
Alright, well, we're out.